Hi again, Mark here from Talkingbass. This week we're going to look at a funky groove from the Groove Trainer course over at Talkingbass. This is a great riff for working on syncopated offbeat rhythms. So instead of accenting on the beat like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, we're going to be accenting bass notes on the ands. So that's going to be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Playing syncopated lines like this can be quite challenging for beginners, especially when it comes to accuracy. Yes, it is a feel thing, but the accuracy of that feel and locking in with the drums will come from counting out the rhythms and independence between your count and the foot. Like I said, this groove is one of 120 to be found in the Groove Trainer course over at Talkingbass, and we're currently having an end of summer sale, so if you want to work on your playing with a set of progressively more challenging grooves from absolutely basic whole notes through to tough 16th note funk lines, go grab a bargain this week. And without further ado, here's Groove 59 from Groove Trainer Volume 1. For Groove 59, we've got a funk rock groove with a lot of syncopation, and we've got an anacrusis. So we begin with a B flat, 6th fret of the E string, and that's going to be on the and of 4. So anacrusis, we've got the count in, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're in. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Then we have this little funky move of the D flat to the D natural, 4th fret to 5th fret on the A string. That's going to be on the and of 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1 and 2. Okay, so 1 and 2. So that's the first part to get. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Just get used to counting that and playing it out. So again, very slowly. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. So remember, you're hitting the D flat and the D on the and 2. So 1 and 2. 1 and 2. So all of that together, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Then on beat 3, we've got 2 8th notes, G and A flat, 3rd fret, 4th fret on the E string. So all of that, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. Okay, so we choke off after the D flat to the D, choke off, and then we've got the G and the A flat. So a lot of counting to do here, and if you can just feel it, from listening to it, then fair enough. But always remember that sometimes if you just try feeling things, based on hearing it, 99 times out of 100 you might get it right. But sometimes if there's little kind of specifics in there that you're not aware of, counting it will always be more accurate. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. And then on the and of 4, we're back at our B flat at the 6th fret of the E string. So that gives us that first bar. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so just try that in isolation. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Then the second bar, we have the same D flat to D, so 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and then we have this other little move up here. So we've got the A flat up at the 6th fret of the D string. Then we've got E natural to the F, 7th fret to 8th fret on the A string. So 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So it's on the 3 there. 3 and 4, and then the and of 4 again, we land again on the B flat. So we're anticipating that beat 1 every time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So the first 2 bars, so 1, 2, 3, 4 and. Then for the third bar, it's pretty much the same as the first bar, down at that G to the A flat there, but then instead of coming back to the B flat, we move to the E flat at the 6th fret of the A string there on the and of 4. So 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and for the E flat. Then we just have offbeat 8th notes throughout the bar of G, G sharp, A, and then back to the B flat, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th frets. So we're on the offbeat, on the and of 4 at that E flat there, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, so we're on the and each time. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and really, really slow. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then we're back where we started. So all of that together, and remember we're hitting those ands of 4 each time. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, okay? So there's a lot of counting there, and it's a really good exercise in counting while you're playing. You're going to need the independence in your voice and your counting, and playing, all of that. Keep that foot tapping, that's another bit of independence again. Now, obviously, for some of you, this might be, too much to handle right now, and you might just find it easier to listen to it time and time and time again and just get it under your fingers that way. But I guarantee that, especially if you're a beginner, like an absolute beginner, and you try following this line and, you get the notes under your fingers, you'll probably come a cropper on the rhythm. I've done this many times with students where you give them something that's got these, just even a little bit of these anticipations and syncopations, and they get the notes under the fingers, but then the rhythm starts to fall apart. They hit on the beat more than off the beat, or just in the wrong place. Counting it out like this is the best way. It's tough because you've got to keep that count, but if you start slowly and just build it up in little building blocks, just being able to get the first few notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, just that, round and round and round until you can do that, until you've got the muscle memory. Just add another note, add another note. It's amazing practice. In terms of the fretting hand, I'm starting on the 4th finger there for the B flat, and then using the 1st and the 2nd finger for the D flat to the D, 1st and 2nd finger for the G to the A flat there. And then when we reach up to this A flat here, I'm using 1st finger, 2nd finger, 4th finger, and then I jump back to the B flat with the 2nd finger, which will put us more into a good position for landing on that D flat to D again. So okay. Then when we get to the C sharp, obviously on the 4th finger for the C sharp, and then we come up, we can use the 1st finger for the G, 1st finger for the A flat there, and then 2nd finger, 4th finger for the rest of the notes there. So 1st, 2nd, 4th, and we're back on the 4th finger to start again. In terms of the picking hand, you can start with the index finger, so 1, and then for each of these little 8th note moves, 2, 1, so then when we jump up to this A flat, 2nd finger for the D string there, and just alternate 2, 1, 2, and then we're back down. So very, very straightforward. And then when you come up with the ands there, with those offbeats, you can just use the 1st finger each time. For the harmony, we're in the key of B flat, using blues harmony there to have that dominant 7 on chord 1, and then eventually we move to the E flat there. E flat 7, so just chord 4, so it's just 1 to 4, both dominant 7 chords because of that blues harmony. Now let's listen to the drum beat. So pretty much a standard kind of funk rock kind of beat. We've got the backbeat there of the snare on 2 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that stays constant. We've got the hi-hat there on 8th notes, but we've got those open hi-hats for all of those accents on the offbeats. So all of those big accents that we're putting in there, those syncopated accents, it's doubling with the open hi-hat. Bass drum, 1 and the and of 2 leading into the snare. Okay, so one last time with the track.